The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon and welcome to this webinar demonstration of the Specify Caroma Revit add-in. If anyone can't hear us or have any questions throughout this webinar, please use the panel on your right. You'll see the question area. Please submit any questions that you have on there, and we'll do our best to come around and address those as we proceed through the presentation. So we're very, very proud and excited to present this new development tool for all of our customers to enjoy the benefits of. It's only 2 weeks young, so very eager to receive further feedback and comments. And today we'll show you a good demonstration of how the Specify Caroma Revit add-in functions, how you can go about actually accessing it, and then how you use it for your projects to access the Caroma content. To start off with, we'll show a very, very brief, just over 2-minute video demonstration that's been prepared by Caroma. After that, I'll pass to Chris Price, who will then actually give you a live demonstration of the Revit API and show you how the add-in works and functions and all the features and functionality that it has. So we'll proceed now with the video. And as I said, just bear with us, it only goes for a little over 2 minutes, and then we'll give you a live demonstration.
Caroma proudly has one of the largest catalogues of Autodesk Revit files across Australia's building products industry. We are continually looking for ways to further improve our digital offering, providing innovative approaches to market and improving your overall experience. Introducing the Specify Caroma Revit add-in, our latest digital innovation. Never again will you need to search multiple websites and catalogues for your bathroom and kitchen solutions. Here, you will discover our extensive range of market-leading products and brands all in the one location, within Revit, saving you valuable time. The Specify Caroma Revit add-in will greatly assist in the design and specification process for all commercial and residential projects. Select from over 1,000 products in our extensive market-leading range. Enjoy simple navigation and advanced product search capabilities. Save time with everything you need to specify at your fingertips. All Caroma product files adhere to ANSWER standards and are render ready, so simply click and create. Face-based families enable interaction with their host automatically for ease of application. MEP connections are also intuitive for power, water supply and sanitary systems. With a level of development target of 350 to 400, our files ensure efficient use across the design process and building lifecycle project phases. All our files automatically default to the latest file format, reducing the risk of you using obsolete data. Once the Specify Caroma Revit add-in has been installed, simply navigate to the Revit ribbon, select the Caroma tab, and then select Caroma Products. Designed to reflect our Specify Caroma website, our Revit add-in features the latest products and technology across our various brands. Our Specify Caroma Revit add-in enables easier navigation of all available content from our brands, Caroma, Fowler, Stylus, Dorf and Clark, and a quick intuitive method to identify products which suit your project requirements. Download and install the Specify Caroma Revit add-in today. Visit specify.caroma.com.au.
So as reflected in that video, and as you see on the screen in front of you at the moment, there's a specific website set up for specifying Caroma products, and it's specify.caroma.com.au, and you'll see there where you can access and download the Revit add-in, and you can also view those video demonstrations at your leisure as well. So I'll now pass over to Chris Price, and he can step us through a live demonstration. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Nathan. So just reiterating some of what you saw in the video there, there's over 1,000 products catered for in the Revit Caroma content library. Includes sanitary ware, toilets, urinals, bidets, basins, baths, shower bases, sinks, kitchen sinks and lab sinks, various tapware, and accessories like robe hooks, shelves, towel rails, towel rings, and many others. Generally, the functionality is space-based families with automatic openings and cutouts where applicable, default mounting height, clear plan and side and front elevations, render ready with MEP connectors. Compliance with ANZRS, so subcategories, materials, shared parameters, and the naming of all of those. LOD 350 to 400, which, as you can imagine, was difficult to achieve because of Revit's limited solid modeling capabilities. And performance, so 2D representation in orthogonal views to aid regeneration of performance. Certain detail items only visible at fine detail level. Most efficient modeling techniques, so voids and swept blends only used when absolutely necessary. Subcategories applied to all elements to allow them to be turned off in a view specifically. So, as Nathan mentioned, you can get the download from the specify.caroma.com.au website. Down here you can see there's two versions for download. There's the 2014 version and the 2015 version. There is a 2016 version coming, but we're looking for feedback on the 2014 and 2015 versions first. You'll find with the add-in that it matches the look and feel of the website. So if we go into Revit, I've just opened up the Advanced Sample Architectural Project. And you'll see once we've installed, we have a Caroma tab on our ribbon. And we can select Products. And that opens up our window. So, general layout, we can search for specific products. We get a bit of a breadcrumb trail across here as we start searching or bringing up particular items. Or we can filter down by particular properties of those elements or products. Or we can browse to them. So we could look at toilet suite and we could find things by brand. So if we're going to look up the Contura toilet suite, you can see there, and we can see additional information. We can then choose to load that into our project or save it into our own personal library. And we get our breadcrumbs so we can go back up to a particular level. We can also search. Or we can browse. So if we want wall face toilets, there you go. All right, so what we're going to do in this demonstration is we're going to fit out a male toilet. So we're going to load in some basins, some tapware, a urinal, some toilets, an ambulant toilet. We'll also place some kitchen sinks and some other components, just so you can get an idea of what the content is and how the tool helps you get that content into your project. You'll see in this project, if I jump to a 3D view, we've got some partitions set up and we've got some bench tops already set up as well. So you can see that's an actual family. It's not a floor or anything like that. It actually is casework. All right, so let's work out what we're going to put into this project. So I've still got the add-in open. You can see this dialog is modeless, so it can stay open. If you've got two monitors, you could have it open on a second screen and bring in multiple products at a time. So first, I want to put in an above counter basin. So I'm going to use my product finder, and I'm going to filter by basin. And I want above counter. And this time I think I'll opt to put in the Mark Newson 450. So I can choose to load that into my project. It's now downloaded the content, and it's ready to place it. These are face-based families, so by default, when you're in a plan view, it's going to default to placing on a vertical face. Obviously, an above counter basin, we want it to place on a horizontal face. So I'm going to go place on face. We can use our spacebar to rotate it around the correct orientation. can always align things up if they're not quite in the right spot. Now, you can see here in this basin, let's have a look at it in 3D. It's got one tap hole. Maybe I don't want a tap hole. Maybe we want to have wall hardware. So I'm just going to turn the tap hole off. Okay, we can see in the properties here we have a lot of useful information, waste radiuses. You can see we have connector information built in there, so we can connect up our MEP systems. So in this case, there's a sanitary system. We can look in the properties. We have links to fixture units, material controls, a lot of ANZRS shared parameters, so we can schedule that information, assembly codes, and Omni classes all defined. So as much of the metadata as possible has been set. So let's place some tapware. So this time we want to mix a tap. And this time I know maybe I want the Epic Cascade wall basin mixer. So we can load that into our project. We can place that like so. Maybe we know the mounting height in this case. Let's put it at 1 meter. And if we switch back to our plan view, we can align it up with our sink, with our basin, and copy across another one. Alright, and being face-based families, if I move this wall, it's all going to go with it. Let's say we want to place a urinal in as well. This time I might use the search feature. And I want the H20 waterless urinal. Load that into our project. And again, these have got automatic default mounting heights built into them, so they do come in at the correct height when you place them in plan, and it is associated to the wall. Let's place some toilets. Let's place the Contura wall hung toilet suite with the NVIDIA system. You'll notice the plan view are all nice and clear and concise. We're not seeing extra geometry, even though some of these forms are quite difficult to model. The actual plan views and elevation views are always 2D representations of those, and that's going to help with the performance of the regeneration of the view. If we jump back to our 3D view, you can see those there. We can also have a look in section, in elevation. Let's place an ambulance toilet. Oops. And we'll do the Care 800. Load that into our project. So same sort of thing. If we have a look at the properties here, we can go and change the colour of the seat if you want a different seat. So let's say we wanted the majestic grey seat, we can do that. If we don't want to see a backrest, we can turn the backrest off. it's all nice and easy to use. Let's say we want to put in some toilet roll holders. So let's use our bathroom accessories. We want toilet roll holders. Search for those. And then maybe we decide we want the Titan. Load that into our project. There's those. You'll see if we go into our visibility settings, and let's look at, say, plumbing fixtures. Maybe we don't want to see urinals for whatever reason. We can turn those off, and just the urinals turn off. So we have that granular control over visibility. So that's basically our male toilet fitted out. Let's place a sink over here. If we're looking at 3D view, I've got a little bit of bench top going on over here. We can find kitchen sinks. Maybe we like the Fusion model and we want to use a Fusion 1.5 bowl undermount. So we can load that into our project. Use our space bar to rotate the sink around and place it. And you see, again, it's automatically cutting that opening in our bench top. Similar to these ones, if I hide them temporarily, you'll see it's made the opening in our bench top automatically. We've got all our connectors, all the different waste outlets here. In this one, there's actually an instance option to specify the bench top depth. So if you have a particular thick bench top or a thin one, you can control where it sits in relation to the top of the bench top. This happens to be a 32mm thick bench. Okay, so let's just quickly show you some of the other options we've got in there. So let's put in maybe some wall basins. So we'll look at square wall basins. And let's maybe put the cube extension to the left. We'll load that into our project. We'll place a couple of those. And we'll have a look. So again, this one's got 3 tap holes, but we have the option in here to switch it to, say, a 1 tap hole. And that automatically updates. This one's got a bottle tap on it. You'll find in some of the families there's options to specify whether or not there's a shroud or a pedestal. Finally, I'll place a bath. So let's raise one of the freestanding baths, the Noair 1700 freestanding bath. Load that into our project. Base on face. And there's our bath. With all its properties filled out, we've got our sanitary connectors so we can hook things up. Similarly, if you look at our tapware, there's multiple connectors in there to connect up to cold water or hot water. simply draw a pipe just to show you that. So if I spin that around so we can see that pipe coming out. So we can have all that hooked up into our MEP systems and flows working correctly and that sort of information available. So that's basically it for the particular Revit add-in. So you can, like I said, there's 3 different ways we can search for products. We can use our product finder to search by different options on those particular products. So for a bath, we can specify what type of bath we want, whether it's freestanding, an island bath. We're looking at shower bases. What shape is it? Square, oval, rectangular, rectangular, oval. Colors, waist position, if you want it centered, for example, size of the bath. Or we can search if we know information about the particular product we want to use, or we can just browse the Caroma library by brand and by category. So we can look at all our toilet suites and just use the images to look for a particular product that suits our project. There's of course additional information back on the Specify Caroma website that you can get in terms of pricing and all that sort of information. If you do have any issues with the add-in, there is a request support button which will invoke an email to send off to support, so you can point out any issues that you've found. We are after feedback on the particular Revit add-in, so we can get that 2016 version out to you and any improvements that need to be made.
Thank you very much, Chris. We'd also like to ask for some immediate feedback from all those on the webinar here today. If we can ask you please in the questions dialogue on the right-hand side menu, if you can indicate a rating of 1 to 10 of your opinion of what you've seen today, specifically with the Revit add-in that we've developed. So not so much the nature of the content itself, but this Revit add-in we've developed. So if you can just now type in a number between 1 and 10, 1 being you thought it was pretty average, or 10, yeah, you thought it was exceptional. So we'd really appreciate some indicative rating there, just to give us a very quick indication of just if we've hit the mark with expectations with this, and yeah, what people's reaction is. We'll also be contacting people after today with any questions that were asked, endeavour to get everyone's answers, and really looking forward to further feedback and suggestions. These tools can be greatly enhanced with user feedback. Any amount of testing is always fantastic, but things can still be discovered when it's put into practice. So very much appreciate all of your support, and again, very excited at the initiative Caroma have taken in providing this tool to their clients. And thank you so much for attending this webinar with us today.